So today we're doing planning a proof, and you're going to learn 2 more theorems. So these kids wanted to be, Herman wants to be in the movie, and so
I'm Herman's guardian.
Okay, so today we're doing 1A planning a proof. It's on page 40 and 41. First I'm just going to go over the theorems, and then I'm going to talk about proofs. Theorem 1.7 says if 2 angles are supplements of congruent angles or the same angle, then the angles are congruent. Okay. You need to know what supplement means by this time. A supplementary angles are 2 angles that add up to 180 degrees when you add them together. Some of you guys got that wrong in the daily warm-up yesterday. So here's an example. So if 2 angles of supplements of congruent angles. So let's say I told you angle 2 is congruent to angle 4. And then I said angle 1 is a supplement of angle 2, and angle 3 is a supplement of angle 4. Well, I already said that those 2 are congruent, so these 2 must be congruent too. I'm going to give you an example with numbers. Let's say I said this was 50 degrees, and I said it's congruent to this one, so those are both 50 degrees, okay? So a supplement to 50 degrees, if I said what's the supplement to 50 degrees, you should subtract from 180 and get 130. If I said that was a supplement to 50 degrees, you should subtract from 180 and get 30. What do you notice? They're congruent. 130 and 130 are equal. So if you have 2 angles that are supplement to congruent angles, if they're supplements to congruent angles, they're going to be congruent. Okay, now the same thing. If 2 angles are complements of congruent angles or the same angle, then the 2 angles are congruent. So let's say I said 1 and 3 are congruent. You should know that complements are 2 angles that add up to 90 degrees. So let's say I said that was 40. And I said it was congruent to that one. And then I said 4 was a complement of 3 and 2 was a complement of 1. So what does that mean? If 2 is a complement of 1, it's going to be 50. If 4 is a complement of 3, it's going to be 50. What do you notice? They are congruent, okay? I need all of this in your notebook. So we're talking about planning a proof. So the book tells you, as you have seen in the last few sections, a proof of a theorem consists of 5 parts. I want you to write this in the book. 5 parts are statement of the theorem, that's number 1, and this is in your book on page 40, so you can just copy this down. A diagram that illustrates the given information, a list in terms of the figure of what is given, a list in terms of the figure of what you are to prove, and a series of statements and reasons that lead from the given information to the statement that is to be proved. Can you go close the door, please? So, when you're planning a proof, you want to look at your given information. You want to take your diagram. Take your given information and do the little things on your diagram, like congruent signs, anything that you can do. Anything that you can do. Then you're going to take each given statement and say, okay, the first one, what does that tell me? If it tells you that it's a bisector, then you're going to put that in your picture that these 2 things are equal, and then you have to state that those 2 things are equal because of definition of a bisector. So you're going to look at each thing in the given information. You're going to write down what you think they're trying to tell you in the picture, and then you're going to transfer that into your statements, and then you're going to write the reason how you know that. You also want to look at what you're trying to prove. Look at the bottom. Say, okay, what am I trying to prove? Look and say, okay, how can I get to that? If you want to prove that 2 angles are equal, look at your 2 angles and say, what do I know about those 2 angles to prove that they are equal? Okay, we are going to be taking lots of steps in these geometry. Hi, guys. To try to figure out proofs, and I feel like I've been totally interrupted today so many times. So I'm going to say bye, except for the fact that you have to do classroom exercises on page 42. You need to do this for your home joy, 2 through 24 even. Okay? Talk to you later.
Bye.